Welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg. I'm Village President Al Larson. In this episode, we'll hear from the Spring Valley Chorus. Then the Woodfield Area Children's Organization will stop by for a visit. And we'll finish out the program by finding out what's in store for this year's Presto Holiday Concert. All of this and more today here on Speaking of Schaumburg. From singing telegrams to seasonal concerts, the Spring Valley Chorus is always finding ways to bring their barbershop-style music to the community. Here to tell us about what they're up to are our chorus manager, Terry Calvert, chorus director, Helen Gialombardo, and marketing coordinator, Pam Nickpan. Welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, tell us about your group. I mean, you barbershop-style music isn't it kind of a man's kind of a thing, isn't it? You know?
Well, you know, we like to say it was invented by men, but perfected by women.
Yeah, you do like to say that, don't you?
Of course we do. But the women, there's a large group of women barbershop shoppers here in the Chicagoland area, and also we belong to the Spring Valley, the Sweet Adelines organization, which is about 30,000 strong of women barbershop singers around the globe.
How large is your group?
The Spring Valley group here, we're about 30.
Okay, 30.
Yeah.
How long have you been involved?
I've been involved for 15 years, so I was one of the original members of the group. So I joined quite a while back and have been there throughout all of our growth and changes throughout the years.
How did you get involved with
Well, I signed on as chorus director a little over 2 years ago, and recently decided that it would be great to bring my husband into the act. His name is Jay Gialombardo, and he's actually a Barbershop Harmony Society Hall of Famer, and arranges a lot of our music and so forth. So it was kind of a logical effort to kind of bring him on and help him in our educational efforts every Tuesday night and on beyond, and just any special events, so that I can sometimes slide over and help sing.
Well, and how many years have you been?
I've been doing this really ever since college, on and off. I've been.
So you're not going to tell me how many years then, right?
Nah, I'd rather not admit it on TV.
That's fine. and you're the newcomer too?
I'm the newcomer. Even though I'm a longtime resident of Schaumburg, I always go to the Septemberfest here in Schaumburg. And last year they had a booth, and I decided I'm going to join. I've only been here for 9 months. So I'm really
9 months in Schaumburg, or 9 months?
I should say 9 months with Spring Valley Chorus, but 27 years here in Schaumburg. So,
what neighborhood do you live in? Where do you live?
The Spring and Scooth, Schaumburg Road.
Okay,
that area.
Which
yes.
isn't all that far away from where we rehearse at.
Yes,
the barn
the
every
barn,
Tuesday
yes.
night. So.
The barn, right, yeah. Okay, right here in Schaumburg, yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you practice at the barn?
We practice at the barn. We kind of shift around. We take care of our space there as a flex space, and we move the tables around, and sometimes we bring in our own risers. Sometimes we don't, but we're there right in the middle of the room, and it's a great space for us to, especially as we're growing now. We started, when I took over, there were basically 9 members, and now we've grown into 30, and we're still growing, and always welcome guests to come around and check us out. In fact, we're promoting right now a Sing for the Holidays. If people want to come in and just sing some Christmas music and have a great time, we can teach them how to do this if they feel like that they want to come along and harmonize.
Now,
with
if somebody wanted to join your group, what would they have to do? Who would they see? Would they see when they see you?
They'd see several of us.
Yes,
several of us,
ladies.
but Helen's really in charge of the music here. So.
Yeah. So basically what happens when somebody comes in is they actually meet our greeter, who then takes their, kind of a little bit of information about them, and then the greeter basically brings them over to one of our, probably me or another one of our music staff, to kind of hear about their past chorus history, if they've had any experience singing harmony. And we try to get them right into the flow of things, give them a folder of music, and try to pair them up with a buddy so that they know on their voice part who to kind of hang out with if they have any questions and so forth at any typical rehearsal. Eventually there is an audition down the road, but it's a fairly simple audition where they just literally have to kind of sing to one of the songs that they would have rehearsed for 3 to 4 weeks. And so they have a very strong familiarity. Thank you, with that song. And so we try to make the audition as shall we say, least intimidating as possible. We really do want to include everybody that would love to sing our type of music.
So, okay, but you don't take men, right? You just,
No, unfortunately, we don't.
We do send the men around to any of the area choruses, and they can find
Okay.
their closest chorus by going on to barbershop.org. Our website is springvalleychorus.org, and we're the local chorus right here. And the Sweet Adelines has an international website where people can find their nearest chorus too. But we're obviously the closest chorus here in Schaumburg. So
no, what are some of the songs that you have people sing who are being auditioned? I mean, what are,
Probably one of the most common one is "Let Me Call You Sweetheart," which is one that we
Let
sing
Me Call
a
You
lot.
Sweetheart, because I can't remember your name? Is that the one?
That's the one.
That's the one, yeah. That's one that we sing really often because one of the things we do in February every year is we have a singing Valentine's that we go around in the community, and that's the most requested song. We have several different songs like "I Love You Truly."
So somebody can actually hire you guys to
Yes.
to show up at their doorstep
Oh yeah.
Yes.
and sing a Valentine?
4 or more.
And not just Valentine's, any special occasion.
Or birthdays?
Anniversary.
Anniversary, yes.
Singing telegrams, we
Singing
call them the rest of the
yes.
year, but singing Valentine's is definitely our biggest
How many
promotional
people? I
event.
mean, you don't have all 30 people
No.
show up.
No,
obviously,
not
you know.
usually. Usually it's a small group, 4, 5, 6, just kind of depends on our staffing on the particular day. But we go out, we've gone to homes, schools, we've gone to
Hospitals?
rehab centers, hospitals,
Oh, my.
absolutely,
And-
businesses.
okay, so I want to send a singing telegram. I call you guys up or
Or
you,
look us up on the website or
Website.
make contact.
All right, and I give you the address and everything, and when to show you work all these things out and.
That's right. You call, we'll work out the arrangements, and then, of course, send you the bill.
Okay, it's a delicate subject, but what is a singing telegram cost? What kind of range is there? What?
Say $35 to
Five.
$40.
Okay. all
With
right.
add-ons, if you want a box of chocolates or we could always upcharge you a little bit for that too.
We usually give you a little stuffed bear or something.
Okay.
You
And
know,
a
to the
cookie,
one
a homemade cookie. We
A
have
homemade cookie?
Yes,
Yes.
we have one of our members bakes all the cookies.
Not
every
one from
year.
Dominic's or
No, nope. This
And
is made
these are
by
really good.
made by Pat's Blue
Melt in your
Latro.
mouth, chocolate chip.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's my favorite.
Chocolate chip.
and pecans, I guess. So almonds.
It's a lot of fun to do the singing Valentine's because people are
Well,
always surprised.
Can you do a little number for me?
Well, we have our video here
Okay,
to
well-
roll.
Actually, we have a delivery of a singing Valentine right here on the video.
we do. Was that a surprise?
Yes, it was.
They're always a surprise for the recipients. So the reactions that we get vary from either tears of joy or slight embarrassment to the point if they're like sometimes in their corporate office or whatever, they're like, oh, okay. They kind of looking around. But we've had people gather up when they start hearing the harmony. Man, they just gather right up and they're thrilled. Maybe not so much if they're the recipient, not so much, but everybody else that hears it generally is.
Now you've been to Septemberfest, right? This past year.
Yes,
That is correct.
absolutely. Yes, Pam, you wanna
We
talk
had a
about
booth
that?
there at Septemberfest, and also this was our first year that we participated in the parade. And that was a lot of fun, especially we had a big Hummer and we had a big sign saying entertaining a cappella, because that's what we do, we entertain you. So it was a good time.
Acapella, huh?
Yeah, speaking of which, we will be also doing a show right here in the Prairie Center on March 9th. It's been scheduled for several months now at 3 p.m. So if people want to make contact about obtaining tickets, they can go ahead and do it right through our website, springvalleychorus.org.
And those tickets cost how much?
Tickets cost, generally speaking, we have a range of prices from basically 20 to 10 with seniors and youth student discounts. So
And how many of you will be singing?
All of us.
All of
all of
us,
us, plus we
yes.
have special guests. My husband's chorus, New Tradition from Northbrook, will be on it.
So you have an
And,
opening act?
We will be the opening act. Yes, we're the opening act. We might have a guest quartet or two, or we are working also on inviting a special a cappella group that comes from Northwest Indiana that's actually directed by our new assistant director, Stacy Haskins. So we're hoping to maybe include them in the mix this year too.
We
It'll be
also
quite the
have
show.
raffles and a wonderful bake sale there too. So
With those great cookies. Huh?
with those great cookies, that's
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. This has been very enjoyable. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Many local organizations are doing their part to make this holiday season special for those in need. Find out how one organization is making a difference and what you can do to help. Next, here on Speaking of Schaumburg. The Woodfield Area Children's Organization is a nonprofit charity that provides assistance to needy children with the help of volunteers. Here to tell us about how they're making this holiday season brighter for children in our community is Director Sandy Husted. Sandy, welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you.
Tell me about your involvement in it's WACO, right?
It's
what does
WACO.
WACO stand for? I mean, it's got a great name. And people remember that.
They do, and we get teased quite a bit about that name. Actually, it's Woodfield Area Children's Organization. We are a not-for-profit organization. We help out underprivileged children from the ages of, I would say, 4 to 7. And they're from underprivileged, needy families in the area. We're talking Schaumburg, Elk Grove, Palatine, Elgin, Mount Prospect, Wheeling. District 54 is probably one of the biggest districts here in the area where most of the kids' needs are coming from, and then Palatine is probably a close second.
Where do you get the names from? Where do you get the kids from? I mean,
You know what? The teachers have identified who those underprivileged families are, and they work with them pretty closely. Now, I know the families have to meet criteria for, let's say, Find, PI, and Palatine to help them, or for District 54, or ECDEC is also out of Schaumburg. No, it's out of Palatine. So there's certain criteria that those families have to meet so that these wonderful groups that we help fundraise for will help them with getting the children getting educated, getting supplies like diapers, food, coats.
so you do more than just toys.
We do more than just toys. We just finished doing our food drive,
Okay.
which was Saturday. We collected 7,000 food items, definitely more than last year. In our heyday, we used to collect about 10,000 items of food, but still, 7,000, not too shabby. We really did a food drive push. We approached a lot of local businesses, and we hit the local schools because a lot of these honor societies, these kids like to volunteer, and there's I guess they get extra credit points for getting involved in the community, and plus they like to do it as well. So we really had a push on trying to raise more food items because last year was just so low. I think last year we did 3,000.
Really?
And we really were pretty disappointed with that. But the economy, things were just starting to pick up. It was the lowest we'd ever seen, and we really wanted to make, the food drive
How did
successful.
WACO get started?
It started from what I hear. I've been involved for about 8-9 years now. A bunch of guys just kind of meeting one day for lunch, and one of them got approached by a mother that needed diapers and just needed some basic necessities, and these gentlemen decided to go ahead and put together a fundraising activity, which I believe was our first Toys for Tots luncheon at the time. And then I believe after that was our Hackers Open in the spring to try to raise money for all these activities. Joe Cernett, who was one of our founding fathers, you might say, had a big heart. He couldn't say no. So, I know the first year I got involved, we had a family whose house burned down. And they were part of the shopping tour, and they asked us if we can help supply the basics that they needed. They were gone. They needed sheets, they needed comforters, the whole family needed clothes, underwear. So instead of $75 for that family, we spent $700 for that family. Thank goodness, because their home was just burned, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was one of the many. That was my first year I got involved with the shopping tours, and that was and of course the paper was there, and that was my introduction to the Elgin shopping tour.
Yeah,
And,
I've seen it. I read the stories about that. That's pretty neat.
yeah, so Joe.
Kids get a chance to shop.
Yes, each family gets $75 per family. The volunteers come from the local schools in the area. Elgin has 600 volunteers.
600 volunteers.
Yes. They are there at 6:30 in the morning, and these are high school kids. They're there bright and early. Elk Grove, there's about 300.
Now you're a director. What does the director do?
We are usually involved in one or two fundraising activities. So I run I'm co-chairing the Toys for Tots dinner. It's a dinner this year.
Where's that going to be held?
It's going to be held at Chandler's.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yes, we're pretty excited.
When is it?
It's going to be December 13th, and it starts at 4 o'clock.
Okay. What time was dinner served?
Dinner, I believe, is going to be at 5:45.
Okay.
We have a very ambitious schedule for that one. The coat drive, I'm buying coats tomorrow. We are going to a store up at Spring Hill Mall. We're buying 200 coats, and it's going to be divvied up between.
Are these coats for kids?
These are coats for kids, yes.
Wow.
We actually had a really nice gentleman who owns a dry cleaners in Schaumburg collect coats for gently used coats for all ages, and he's dry cleaning them with the intent of these are going to go to our organization. And one of the teachers went Saturday after she picked up the food to go pick up some of these coats, and I guess they handed those out yesterday. But the coats I'm going to be delivering tomorrow up in Palatine, and I think Percy and Art are going to deliver the rest hopefully on Friday or next week.
What kind of reaction do you get when you show up with things like coats?
Oh, the coats, you wouldn't even believe it. They are so appreciative, and it's unbelievable. I mean, they really appreciate. These are new coats. These aren't, these are your warm quilted ones. Some come with hats and gloves. They really appreciate, especially the teachers, because they see it.
Sure.
They see firsthand how these families are really struggling. They're hardworking families, and they're just trying to make ends meet and can't. And they've got great organizations, and then we help these organizations to help these families live a little bit better. So,
Now, if somebody wanted to get involved in WACO, what would they do? Who would they contact, and how would they go about it?
Well, they can contact myself. Actually, all our numbers are on the website, which is www.wacoforkids.org. All of our positions and titles, we all have our own emails, and then we all have our own phone, our cell phone numbers. If anybody has any questions and wants to volunteer or donate, or we just completely revamped the website. It looks great. It's much more user friendly. If people want to pay for activities online, they can now, which makes life a lot easier for a lot of people. So it's.
So what do you plan for Christmas for these kids?
We are doing. We've got the coats tomorrow. We've got the 2 shopping tours. December 1st in Elk Grove Village at Walmart, and then December 8th at the Walmart in Elgin. And then the final activity for WACO will be our Toys for Tots dinner, which is actually, the Marine Corps show up, but we are asking each person that attends to bring 2 toys. That's the goal there, and of course, any monies we raise from that goes towards the kids. That's the main goal. We do an Easter party, we do a Halloween party for the kids.
What do you do besides work for WACO?
I do have a full-time job. I squeeze WACO in. So it's very rewarding, especially when you see these little kids' faces on the buses right before they get off the bus to go into Walmart to go shopping. Priceless, and they're so excited, and Santa greets them, and they are just ecstatic. They're excited. They're just happy that they're seeing Santa, and they get to get toys.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So-
That's great. That's great for kids. It's great for families. It's got to make you feel good too.
It does, and just seeing the volunteers that show up is heartwarming. It truly is, and these kids are excited, and even the adult volunteers are excited. They look forward to it. It's something they actually look forward to.
And I got to believe that these high school kids are going to carry that
Yes.
feeling the rest of their lives.
Yes, and we also offer 2 scholarships and we usually end up awarding it to someone that volunteered at one of our activities, usually, that's going on to college. It's usually who gets the scholarships.
Sandy, thank you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. Good to
You're
see
welcome.
you again.
You too. You too.
You tell Percy what he missed. Huh?
I know, I will.
It's time again for the Prairie Center to celebrate the season with an evening of holiday music and lively entertainment. Find out more next here on Speaking of Schaumburg. Featuring music from Schaumburg's most talented young musicians and a side of lighthearted theater, the Schaumburg Youth Orchestra's Presto Holiday Concert is a great way to celebrate the season. Here to tell us about this year's show are Youth Orchestra Manager Rob Paleckis and Orchestra Director Joe Malmquist. Joe, Rob, welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
What do you do?
I wave my hands until the students stop playing, and then I turn around and bow.
Is that directing?
The job description has not changed over the years. It's amazing.
Well, yeah, really. What is a orchestra? I mean, I know you got the baton, or what is that a baton? Is that what it's called?
Yes. I twirl that once in a while, and
Okay, you do. Rob.
He's far too modest. It's a bit of a process to form the music and shape it with the students. So, and this is one of the best guys to do it. So we're so happy to have Mr. Malmquist with us, who's been with the program since 1989.
Oh, he's with us.
Always with us in spirit and
Oh yes, oh yes.
yeah. But yeah, it's
You know what really interests me.
right.
Where did the Presto? Where did that come from? It's like it sounds like a magic show, and yet it's.
it is kind of magical.
Yeah.
The term itself actually in Italian means very, very fast.
Oh.
It's actually a musical term.
I did not know that.
But it has the connotation, because people know that from the magic show, presto, changeo, or whatever. But in music, it means something, and in magic, it means something. And we like to think with Rob's contributions with the scripts and the ideas and the musicians playing, it's a little music and it's a little magic.
So he doesn't play a musical instrument.
Not that I know of.
I thought ukulele. I've heard him play the ukulele.
Well, I've been known to do that, but not for this one. No, the Presto shows have been we've been doing those since 1995, and we built the music around a theme. So we've done it with water music, for example. Space was another theme, and then the Presto Holiday Show grew out of that, and we decided to do. Whatever narration, vignettes, some kind of something that was built around the music itself, and it's a formula that's served us pretty well over the years.
You write the show, do you?
Do you like
the non-musical part of the show?
Do you enjoy them?
Do you write it?
Yes.
Okay, Joe, we'll talk to you.
I was waiting for that.
How did you get involved in music?
My parents were both active in music. They weren't professionals, but they were definitely amateurs in every sense of the word. My mother conducted the church choir. My dad had a wonderful voice. I remember very fond memories of them gathering around the piano late at night with their friends, singing all of their favorite songs of their childhood. I'm sure that's had something to do with it.
Where'd you go to school?
Monmouth High School. We had a recruiter come around in 5th grade and say, "Who wants to play the violin? It's the hardest of the instruments to learn." And
Really?
I was that kind of a stubborn, competitive kid, so I thought, okay, that'll be me.
So you began taking violin lessons in 6th grade?
5th grade, yeah.
5th grade. Oh, so you play the violin. You don't just conduct. You don't just wave
Yes.
a baton.
Yes, most conductors have a bass skill, whether it's playing piano or...
Bass skill? Does that mean?
Well, they play the bass, yeah, that would
bad
be-
skill? Is that
No, most of them play the bass.
skilled? But if it's bass, it's bad, isn't it? I mean, are we bantering here?
No, that's a vile joke.
That's a vile joke.
Bass,
Oh
viol,
boy.
Got it. Rob,
Hi.
you're on.
Well, this year's Presto show, and this is a theme we're bringing back after a few years. We are going to be going to a local elementary school and interviewing students on the theme of Christmas and the holidays. And these aren't just straight interviews. We do them. We have special guest correspondents do the interviewing. Last time we had a goose who conducted the interviews, and we'll have the goose again this year, and then he will be joined by a Martian.
So it's going to be on a screen in a film? Is that?
Yeah, what we do basically is we project the interviews between the pieces, and it works great. We just lower the screen, show the video, we do a little narration.
They take direction well, and they're in awe of adults still. And
They're pretty creative.
And they say the darndest things.
And they say the darndest things. And we also do we have a school show actually on the weekend show is December 22nd. We have 2 performances, but the day before on the 21st we have a show specifically for school kids. And that we play some late classics, some of the Tchaikovsky Nutcracker, along with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, where they can sing along. And I think it's a real nice introduction to orchestral music to kids who may not be that accustomed to hearing it.
How many kids involved in a youth orchestra, Joe?
In the entire program?
Sure.
Close to 200.
I was going to say around 200 people. 4 different orchestras of different levels, culminating in the top group, which does this performance.
So, and you conduct the top group,
Yes.
of course, and then we have, what, 2 other directors or 3 other directors?
We have Clark Chaffee, who does the concert orchestra, which is a full orchestra that immediately feeds into the top symphony. And we have Ron Palanchik, who is just brought on board to teach the advancing level of string playing and ensemble skills. And at the bottom rung of the ladder, setting the foundation, is Jung Pham, teaching younger students or students with accomplished skills that haven't had a lot of experience in ensembles before.
What's the age span here?
Really kindergarten through college, over the course of all 4 programs.
Okay.
Now, their placement is not by age, but by skill level
Sure.
and preparation level. We try to advance them, and obviously to help our program, but also in what's in the best interest of the players' long-term growth by placing them at the level that they belong at.
So you've seen some of your graduates, go on to careers in
We have a greatest hits list. We have
you really?
several students have gone on to get performance degrees from major conservatories in the United States.
Well, what are their names? Who are they?
Well, right now, Natsuki Kumagai is at help me, New England Conservatory. Zach Prusel has a degree from the Cleveland Institute of Music. My son just got a master's degree from the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. Have a horn player with a degree from the University of Michigan, which is it's not a conservatory, but it's a horn teaching factory up there. We have
Pretty serious players.
Rebecca has a degree from Northwestern and an advanced degree from Juilliard.
Melanie.
Melanie just got a professional job as the oboist for Great Falls, Montana, which is a full major league salary position. She has an advanced degree from the Eastman School of Music.
I think it's fair to say that kids who eventually end up in your group either move on to study music as a major, or at least continue it in some pursuit, whether it's more casually or community orchestras or school orchestras. But they take their instruments pretty seriously, and it shows.
Now, tell me now, let's go back to Presto here.
Yeah.
Again, you have a stable of actors that are going to be performing?
We do.
And who might they be?
We will have hosting this year's show Melissa Shield. Melissa has been in our summer theater program throughout the years. She's done holiday shows with us. She's a wonderful person. And she brings also costuming skills and prop making skills to the table with her. And we have 2 young performers. We have Josh Kiesel. I think you know Josh. He's one of our young veteran actors already in the 6th grade level, and Eleanor Ekovich. She's also a student at Hoover Elementary School. And they're just talented young kids, and I think because this is it's a youth orchestra doing a show with young kids being interviewed, we thought it'd be fun to have some younger performers be the hosts.
How about some of the old timers? You have some of the old timers coming back?
No. Well, yeah, Santa Claus is going to be there.
Ah, okay. I guess he's an old timer.
And he'll be playing himself.
And when is the show?
Yeah.
When is the show?
It's Saturday, December 22nd at 3:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. People can just go to our website, prairiecenter.org, and buy tickets. And it's a very popular program. It does sell well, so I'd encourage people to get their tickets early.
So if they want their tickets, they know where to go, right?
They know where to go. It's a wonderful show. It's the level at which these students play is quite wonderful.
And you'll be waving your baton.
Yep.
He'll be waving his baton.
That's great. Sounds like a great show. I've attended this show quite a few times, and
we've had you up on stage during the show.
Well, every once in a while the ham comes out.
And in fact, you've done some conducting yourself.
Yes, I have. You can just call me Mr. Al. That's all, and I'll call you Mr. September.
Oh, here it is.
Joe.
Thank
Rob,
you.
Good
It was
to see
great.
you. Good to see you. Good to see you. That'll do it for this edition of Speaking of Schaumburg. Join us again next month for an all-new episode. Until then, I'll see you around town.